Hi, my name is Nancy Griffin, and behind the camera is Sonia Tessinia. We are going to do eggplant parmesan today, and hopefully it'll be healthy eggplant parmesan. I'm going to drain off the eggplant. The most important thing you must know about eggplant and your summer squashes, and I don't think there's anything else besides summer squashes and eggplant, is to soak it in salt water, which you can see the brown coloration or discoloration in the water, and that takes out the toxins. So I'm going to drain it in the sink right now. Pour all that out and rinse it out. Okay, then I'm going to bring it back over here. And I'm going to put 3 eggs because they were tiny eggs, and about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, Bragg's apple cider vinegar. I use their products, they're wonderful products. And a little bit of garlic powder. And I'm going to put it on the blender.
And what's the white?
The white is a little bit of coconut almond milk. That's the kind of milk I use. I don't like the mix. I like that mixture. Okay, we're going to twist this. I think we're going to twist this. Come on, go down in the little. There we go. Twist it up. Okay. Doesn't take long to whip it up, and you pour it in this pie pan. And eventually I'll get out a baking dish, but right now, set this out of the way. Take a fork, and you place the sliced eggplant that has been soaked overnight in this egg, vinegar, garlic powder solution with a little milk. And that's almond coconut milk that I use. I love that combination. And you try to let them soak as much as you can. Poke it with a fork. I'm going to use 2 forks so I don't stick my fingers in there. Yeah, poke it with, put some holes in there so it'll absorb the batter. Yeah, it's nice and crunchy. No toxins. And then you'd kind of drain it, and then you put it, circle it around in the breadcrumbs, or you can put it in cornmeal. Did use my finger on that one. And what you're going to do after you get this all coated, we're going to fry them a little bit on each side, and then put them in a baking dish and bake them. So now we're going to take the eggplant very gently, stick it in. That didn't feel good. Use 2 forks. Extra light olive oil. We're going to gently fry it on both sides, and then we'll place it back in the baking dish. And then we'll put all this wonderful tomatoes and onions and garlic and cheese on it. You get it golden brown on both sides. I have it on really high to get it started. A little longer. And once it's golden brown on both sides, and you place it in the baking dish, oiled. Okay, now we're back with the cooked eggplant on both sides. We soaked it in egg and milk, and I use almond coconut milk, and you can use whatever kind of milk you want. Being a vegan, this is what I do. Well, vegetarian eggs, organic eggs are considered vegetarian category, but once in a while you have to use them. Okay, then now that they're cooked, fried on both sides in extra light olive oil, I'm going to pour a little bit of the garlic oil with salt that I made the other day. And I just drizzle it over. It smells good. I love garlic. If you don't, you can leave it out. But it's so healing for your colon and your digestive. It fights cancer cells. It's a good food. And here's some basil. Or is it basil? Yeah, basil. Sprinkle that over. Okay, now I'm going to put organic sliced tomatoes. These are those beautiful, what are they called? There's a word for these tomatoes.
Starts with H.
They're, reminds me of an antique, and I don't know why. Anyway, they're organic. They came from our health food store, which is Sky. I have to look at the label here. We have a new owner of our health food store. We're going to interview him on Wednesday. He's from Sky Island. Everything's all alive and organic. So these are the best tomatoes. Oops, I didn't get that cut quite a bit. I'll remember the name of these tomatoes. You probably know what they're called. Okay, now we're going to put slices of onions over. When you take the peeling off, of course. I don't think I got the peeling off of this one. There we go. Sprinkle around onions. I always salt tomatoes and onions, and I have Himalayan salt that I get from Swanson's. You can get yours from the health food store if you want. But Swanson has pure things, and they're reasonable. This is the Himalayan salt, so I'm going to sprinkle it over just a tiny bit. Now, Sonia grated the soy sauce cheese. There's no dairy here. And we're going to put the cheese over the top. Put a little more, sprinkle a little more basil. Put as much or as little cheese as you choose. And this is kind of a food that you want to make in the wintertime or the fall or the spring where it's not too hot, because you're going to turn on the oven. I like a lot of cheese. We use that for the salad, those tomatoes. And I'll drizzle a little more garlic oil over the top for flavor. And we'll put this in the oven at 375 degrees for about an hour and a half, an hour. Depends on, I live in the mountains, so sometimes we're a little bit off with living at 6,000 feet. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay. That's what it's going to look like that we're going to put in the oven. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, here we go. Hi, we're back with the results of our dinner. We're having eggplant parmesan naturally. And the name of those tomatoes were heirloom. Heirloom. We're okay. All right, I'm going to pull it out of the oven.
Smells wonderful.
Yeah, I can smell the garlic. And when the cameras were off, we made a delicious tossed sprout salad with homegrown baby tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and we used a little bit of dulse. There's so much nutrition in dulse. It has a list of all the nutritional things. So good for your thyroid, your endocrine system. And you take it, you put some water, put it in your hands, and I'll show you what it looks like dry. Yeah, here's a piece of it. And you put water in it and you mush it in your hands a little bit. And then this is what it looks like in a salad. It's just so full of nutrients for you. And then we have a wonderful new owner of our health food store up, and it's called Sky Island. And he has these alive, let's see, they're organic alive cashews and organic alive pistachios, which you know is my favorite.
And they're sprouted, aren't they?
And they're sprouted, yes, that's the alive part. So we sprinkled those in there with all the different sprouts. We had sunflower seed, peas, was there kale sprouts? I can't remember.
Kale sprouts and
Radish sprouts,
radish
all kinds of sprouts. Yeah, we have a whole bag. I'll show you what it looks like.
And the cool thing is, when we went to the farmer's market, he just trimmed them.
He just cuts the
right
sprouts
off the flats.
Yeah.
For us.
He has the fresh flats, and this is a bag of the mixed sprouts that we have, and we're eating them every day. Our refrigerator is so full, things are just flying out at us. Okay, so I'm going to dish up the eggplant with the heirloom tomatoes, now that I remember the name.
The house smells wonderful.
Yes, you can. We should have smell-o-vision, but we don't. Sorry about that.
Technology will catch up.
Yeah, we'll catch up eventually. Be able to call in a show and put a little bit of salad. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Not only can food be nutritious, but it can be pretty at the same time. And there you have our mixed green sprouted salad with eggplant parmesan. So, God bless you, and I hope you enjoy this recipe and try it at home. You can, add stuff like mushrooms or fresh garlic or whatever you want to do. Play around with it, but make sure you soak the eggplant in salt water, at least for 2 hours. I did it overnight. Okay, God bless you. Bye.